Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night, game week, and you're with the Bama Standard. Before we get started, go ahead, hit that like, that subscribe button. Let us know you love us. Jump into live chat. Let us hear from you tonight. If you're watching the replay, leave us a great comment. Let us know what you think. I'm your host, Justin Riley. We got a bit of a modified cast tonight. With me, as always, the man I can always count on, the face of the USFL, the USFL champion, the two-time national champion, Bo Scarbrough, and the man who is my co-host on the Bama Standard post-game show, the living legend, one of the best analytical minds out there, the Coach Smook. What's going on, fella?
Roll Tide, fellas. What's wrong?
And last but not least, the standard when it comes to bruising fullbacks at Alabama and in the NFL, two-time national champion and Pro Bowler, the Jalston Fowler. What's going on, brother?
Ooh, let's get it up. Let's get it up. Big dog in the building.
Well, Bo, you've been asking me to get some offensive influence in here for a while, and we've had too many defensive guys, and now
no, man, it's a defensive guy every week. Two, three defensive guys. We don't never got no offensive guys.
None. But I went out and I got somebody that's going to represent the offense, not only the offense but the backfield. One of your guys. So there you go. I figured Jalston Nudie would be the guy to bring on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we needed him on, man. We needed some offensive guys on here, man. We needed somebody like him up on the thing that can tell the real deal of the standing at Alabama on the offensive side of the ball, since y'all always hear about it on the defensive side. So yeah, talk about the power of the offense that we have at Alabama.
Before we get rolling, listen, Nudie, you had a chance to play with Bo a little bit in that bowl prep in 2014. Can you tell us a little bit about, practicing with Mr. Scarbrough and some of the things you taught him, or did he get on your nerves?
Man, I was the laid back guy in the room. So anybody who needed help, they talk with me. I don't know why, Coach Brown, I want to stick somebody on me. And, I was the guy. So he just, what I'm saying, put you in a physical mindset. Like he gonna tote it. He gonna put you on his back now. He already came in looking like goddamn Iron Man. Goddamn Superman, Black Superman.
Man child. We'll call that boy the man child coming out of high school.
Man, what the hell you say? That man was freaking huge, bro. Like, I was like, man, he went and got another Derrick Henry.
Yeah, no doubt. And I kind of want to follow up on that in just a minute. But Coach Smook, we've had some pretty big things happening. I know the past 2 weeks have been relatively quiet in terms of ball games, but the recruiting trail, that's been the talk of the town, and nobody's doing it better than Alabama right now. Number one in class, and for a reason. If you would, man, remind the fans why the dynasty's going nowhere.
This is what my argument is to every Georgia fan or Clemson fan or whoever, any fan base that feel like they catching up with Bama. It's one of them things where the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like it's really it ain't broke at Bama. As long as Saban there, it's not gonna be broke. So we ain't gotta change that. The more the game evolves, the more he evolves, and he starts. Every time you see a change or a shift in college football during this era of Saban, it always feels like it's pulling away from Saban. And at the last moment, when everybody counts him out, he steps back on the scene big time. And he did it again with this 2023 recruiting class. I mean, you already had the big signees, that guys that were committed, like Caleb Downs. You had Keon Keeley came on later. Justice Haynes, Richard Young. I mean, guys headliners. And then you had Yanzi Pierre. I mean, guys just off the rip. But then you had, guys that held out and, went on their visits. We're talking about the two Montgomery natives and Quay Roussard and James Smith. James Smith, right? Yeah, James Smith, yeah. Carver Montgomery, Quay Roussard. And I told you, Justin, I told you on the show last week, I said, Quay, I know them people personally, family, no family, and that family is Roll Tide. And I knew if Quay was coming, I knew James was coming, man. And for both of them to sign into this already class, this deep class with the outside linebacker, defensive lineman, This class being so deep, that just goes to show you that these guys really want to compete. And that's a breath of fresh air to, have that sense of feeling, coming into Alabama again, because we all seen what's happened, man. And like right before the show, Jalston hit it right on the head. It's bad when you got egos, but then you got, bad coaching. You can't mix those two and expect to be beating the Bama Standard. So this recruiting class definitely set it off. But to top it all off, Desmond Ricks, my guy, for him to jump into this deep defensive back class, which I believe, I feel like if we don't turn it around in the next 2 years with this class, I don't know what else we're gonna be able to do, man. I don't know. We might have to start, going and reviewing how the refs are calling the game. Are they allowing these boys to play football anymore? Like, because these boys right here, I mean, I'm talking about we got Hurley, we got Caleb Downs, we got Bricks, like those three off rip. You just got guys everywhere, rangy defenders, rangy defensive backs. I feel like Downs can walk down and play the star. Downs could come in and be a nasty free safety for us. A physical free safety with the range, the coverage. And then you got Ricks and Hurley. They both on the outside. Man, it's just a lot that you're just excited to see develop over the next few years. And this class really topped it off for me. And I mean, it was great. It was a good day. It was a good day, man. That's all I got to say.
And it hadn't ended because today we got the transfer tight end from Miami, CJ Dupree. What do you like about him, and what does he add to this offense right off the rip?
Just experience for the most part. And then if you go and watch his game film, does he do anything great? Nah, but he's consistent. His catch radius is there. He's a big tight end, kind of like what we are used to having. That balance of your athletic tight end and your big tight end, so and just from the side of offense he was being used in, it was effective. So hopefully we get a coordinator that can definitely use his strengths to help, especially, you got a new starter quarterback coming in next year. So and everybody knows in the quarterback you're trying to develop in the passing game, the tight end is going to be his best friend. So we gotta, hopefully he could be that veteran in that room for us.
Yeah, no doubt. Nudie, have you been able to follow recruiting very closely? And if so, who do you like? I mean, I'm willing to bet that backfield may have impressed you, but anybody stand out to you right now?
Nah, I haven't really been watching it. I mean, I just hear bits and pieces from everybody, and we got this guy, we got this guy. My coworker every day, guy named Nick Country. He tells me every day, man, hey, we just got this guy, we just got this guy. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's Alabama. He's expected, so. People come here to play football and try to make it to the NFL. So, what better place to be than Alabama?
Yeah, no doubt. Bo, how's Justice Haynes coming along, man? You've had a chance to mentor him and get his mind right. Sounds like he's bought in and he understands the assignment. What has Justice
Yeah,
told you?
I haven't talked to him since he's been on campus, but I just know that he's the type of guy that, like I told you before, that can bring the thump back that we had at in the backfield. I just believe, he like all of us mixed into one person, from Mark Ingram and Derek and me and Keen and TJ. It's just like it's a whole mixture. Like he's a hard working guy. You can go back and watch his film and his videos, and you can see that he's a hard working guy. But I can tell that he was bought in from the get go as we started off our conversation. But yeah, I like I said, I think that he can be that type of guy that can bring that thump back to Alabama in the backfield, and maybe in a year or two he can also become a leader of the team.
Hey, hey, Justin, that's crazy that he said that, because when you remember our debate when we was having between, what I'm saying, who would be 1A, 1B if they had to come in and be the starter. And I said Haynes because of his diversity and the type of mixture, his styles of running that he's able to display on, in a matter of series in a game. And it's crazy that Bo, national championship running back, is saying the same, mirroring the same, echoing the same words, because the guy is ready. Like physically, I think he's ready. And just I believe he's smart enough to adapt, and pick up the offense, especially coming on campus earlier. I think he's gonna have a good chance to get out there and get some reps early, man.
No doubt. And right now, like you said, he's on bowl practice right now. Justice Haynes is, Caleb Downs is, a host of other guys, Miles McVay, guy we had on a few weeks back. What kind of an edge does this give these guys being in bowl prep?
Uh, I would say probably none because you
None.
gotta.
I mean,
I mean,
you just getting the taste of it.
yeah,
Like, you ain't
yeah.
go
I
through.
mean, like, yeah. I mean, like, it ain't nothing but a week or two of practice. You know what I'm saying? That you get in, that they can practice with them, and it's really like you just they bringing in fresh bodies in. And like if you want to know fresh body, you really just want to take in to see what's going on because you're gonna have so many opportunities to showcase your talent, and you don't have to go out there and try to do crazy thing around this time of the year because these guys are getting ready for a bowl game. It's the same thing like I had to tell Buzz. Like Buzz came in and he was practicing real hard, and we were practicing for the national championship, and and he was, going against our offensive line real hard. And I'm like, why you going so hard? He's like, I'm trying to start. I'm like, bro, you're going to have spring. You're going to have summer. You're going to have camp to show. You're going to have all this time to show that, what I'm saying, to showcase your talent and show that you can start. You don't have to do that right now. We're just trying to get ready for a bowl game. You can't play, it's not worth to get hurt over. So I just think they should just, fall in line and pick up on things and pay attention to details and try to learn from somebody who are already there. And so when they do come back, it can be just like they've been there already. But yeah, that's what I would do. That kind of what I did, but not fully you know fully do it. But that's my advice to the guys that coming in right now in the bowl practice when they can't play in the bowl. No matter how hard you go in practice, it's not going to do you any good. You can end up hurting yourself or hurting someone. But because you're gonna have so much time, like I said, to showcase your talent, and you're not gonna play, so there's no reason for you to go out there and do that. You just give enough to give us a look, and that can be it. But you don't have to go out there and try to hurt one of our guys.
Right.
I
How
say,
many? Go ahead, Justin.
give you a chance to get seen. I mean, give some people get like a good little taste of what you can bring to the table. And the guys gonna go hard anyway. I'm trying to impress the coaches. So
Yeah,
that's one of the big things. That's like this just like a 5% thing right now. You still gotta go through 4 quarters. You still gotta go through the spring. You gotta go through them hard summers when it's 100 degrees outside. You gotta go through camp about 100 degrees outside. But like I say, it's just an opportunity to get looked at and make kind of somewhat of an impression. Like leaving an impression on
Yeah.
first impression on the coaches.
How many reps do they actually get? Are they a lot, or are they just kind of every now and then? Just
With
what does it look like?
with them, if they're actually practicing, I say they'll get a couple reps. Sometimes you put the best of the best of them on scout teams, so just
Yeah.
so they can get a great look. So I mean, everybody that's just the Bama standard. Like everybody, I feel like everybody didn't touch, unless you like a CJ Mosley or Dante Hightower or something like that. Everybody touched the practice on that practice squad side. You gonna do something. Gonna give somebody a great look or something.
oh yeah, you go do something.
It don't matter who you is.
Yeah,
Yeah, sir. That's what I was about to say. Like when Jalen Hurts came in early, and they used him to play Deshaun Watson.
Right.
That to me, that's Jalen Hurts, like right down his alley. So it wasn't really him being able to do nothing to impress the coaches. They already knew what was up. I think that's just more of an accountability thing. Like it's just an opportunity to be accountable, kind of get in the swing of things, and just kind of work your way through it. Because usually those guys, they usually convert over into the college game a lot more smoother when they're able to show up early, especially nowadays. Being that kids graduating like extra early, like November, finishing out high school playoffs and stuff, not even having to go to class and stuff. So it's a different ball game nowadays. So it's crazy how much it does and how much it doesn't matter.
But I won't say that because you look at that playbook, it's a different
Facts. Them is facts. Them is facts. I remember going to a
especially
clinic, man.
defense. Especially defense.
Man.
We got a question from the audience, Bo and Jalston. I'll let you answer it too. What are y'all's thoughts on Robert Gillespie, Alabama's running back coach? He's a guy I was pretty excited about coming in when he was hired because, I got to see him play at a high school level. I played against him. Dude was freaking amazing. Got to see him play at Florida. And now as a coach, he's doing some good things, especially with Jace and Jameer. But what are y'all's thoughts on them? On him, sorry.
To me,
Um,
it's like he's more of a finesse guy. Like he'll catch the ball, use his backside the backfield. But Birdie B, he's just a Burns is a different type of coach. That's all I'm gonna say. He'll tell you every day in the meeting room. I ran into a fire when I was a kid. I
right.
know what I'm saying? So, that's the type of guy you dealing with Birdie B. See, I don't really know the new guy, but like I said, he seems like he's a guy who like to use his backs and out in space and line them up in different spots. But when you coaching with Coach Brown, you you finna go downhill and that's what he preaching. Like if you don't want to run between the tackles, you can get gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really haven't, seen the guy, and like personally on what he does, but like Johnson said, like Coburn is a very rare coach that you run across, and I can't really speak on him because I haven't, seen, what he done in the inside. I'm only watching, what the OC is calling, and we can only suggest that, that he's a finesse guy from what the OC is calling, but I can't speak on it, man, because I don't quite, know what's he been doing on the inside to teach those guys. I don't know if he's teaching them the defensive scheme or cover two, cover three, what a 25 front end, what a 55 front end, what a 50 front is, or cover zero. I don't know if he's teaching, those type of things, so I can't really speak on it.
I got you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, let's move into this bowl game. Of course, Kansas State coming in on a hot streak, just won their conference championship. Their coach, Chris Kleiman, is the Nick Saban of the FCS level. He won 4 out of 5 national titles while he was at North Dakota State. Now he's bringing that to the field for Kansas State. And right off the bat, first thing I'm thinking about is their 5'6" running back, Deuce Vaughn, guys. How much of a problem can he be for us this Saturday, and how do we limit him? Coach Smoke, I'll start with you.
He gonna be a big problem if we gotta depend on Huggin Henry to fill the hole that he's trying to hit. Cause I think honestly you got guys like Burroughs, Otis, Young, I mean we got enough guys up front to create the type of havoc that they need to create to open up those lanes for the linebacker to field, but you can't count on him to even contain. He always gets beats on the edge. Like it's just you can't trust him. You can't trust him there. So he's definitely going to be a problem. And he's a physical runner. So knowing that he's probably a patient, he's probably going to be more patient knowing that he got a guy that's not really trying to tackle him. So it affects the defense at all 3 levels when that part being a middle linebacker can't be physical enough to close gaps, just fill a hole every now and then. Sometimes, not just act like you want to fill it or look for a block and act like you can't fill it, but just run through the hole one time with your eyes up and ready to hit something. Like it's ridiculous, but that's going to be a big problem for us.
Okay. Bo, what jumps off the page about Deuce Vaughn?
Can't they run the ball very well. They very efficient in running the ball, and we've been struggling with stopping the run this year. But he's a guy that's look like he's a hard working guy, and he's a guy that he gonna fight for every yard and every inch, and he gonna go out there and give it 110% from what I had watched him on film and watched the other games of him playing. And this guy can be a problem for us if we don't do what we're supposed to do on the defensive side as far as plugging the holes and stopping the run. And these big guys up front is containing their gaps and doing what they're supposed to do on what the call is. And like I said, man, these guys ran the ball very efficient, man, and that's what really scares me a lot that they rely on the run. You can tell from watching their games and all that. But yeah, that's all I got.
I got you.
But me personally, I don't think he's gonna be a problem because simple fact, you giving Coach Saban too much time to prepare for him,
Mm.
and I guarantee you, he's found somebody to play that role of that running back, a little shifty, fast guy. And I just feel like the defense, like I don't know, for some reason, like we were just talking about before the game, they come out with any type of energy and do what they need to do. I guarantee you, we won't have such a big problem with the guy. But he is a small, compact guy, and he's already hiding behind big offensive linemen. So it's gonna be hard to find him. That's what most of them small backs get away with. Like you're a 6'2", 6'3" guy, and you got this 5'6" running back hitting holes and just hiding behind people. So it's kind of hard to figure out where he's at. But I feel like I said, we stuff holes and do what we supposed to do. And like I say, if I know Coach Saban, he's got somebody playing that role.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, first thing comes to my mind is being disciplined. Of course, that's been the issue for us all year. We averaged 71 yards and penalties per game, whereas Kansas State only averaged 41 penalty yards per game. So going against a guy like that, yeah, we're going to have to be on top of things. But as far as their offense, if we're somehow able to limit him, they have a decent quarterback in Will Howard. He's a tough guy. If you hit him in the mouth, he's going to keep coming at you. He's a hard worker. But thing about him is he tends to hold the ball too long, and he can be a bit erratic. If things start crashing down on him, he's going to panic. And his offensive line has been known to let a few guys through. I think if we can get him in that kind of position, making mistakes, we can kind of start shutting this thing down early.
Yeah, and Justin, I think that starts with being able to contain the run game. You put them in early passing situations. Don't allow them to, get into third and manageable on the ground. Keep them 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8. Keep them in those ranges early, and then get them into the mindset that the run game is going. I think that also plays into our defense's strengths because we know Helms is a great run filler. Games where we've had to play run, strong run heavy teams, we've generally had more success in those games than we had against passing teams, and putting him in coverage. So it can go either way, but like I said, it definitely has to be some discipline and some at least hitting somebody in the backfield, 3 or 4 times. Like Tua got to bring the energy. He got to bring, like, he can't get lost for no reason. He has to be disciplined with his eyes. He has to be ready to fill a hole. He has to be able to take on a block, every now and then. So I'm telling you, it might play into our advantage and it might not. But if Tua ain't there, then we're gonna struggle, man. We're gonna struggle bad.
Yeah, Collin Klein is an excellent offensive coordinator. Of course, he was a Heisman finalist back in his day, and he's translated that into his coaching career. And he's doing all the things that we as Bama fans wish that Bill O'Brien would have done. They don't have receivers that are going to be burners or going to beat you over the top. Although Malik Knowles, Cade Warner, and AJ Garcia are really good, excellent route runners, and they're very crisp in what they do. But the thing is, what makes the offense go is, as Collin Klein is able to create ways for them to get the ball. Like Ephraim Davis says, running jet sweeps, which is something we have not really utilized, especially with, Jameer and some of the fast wide receivers we have, Isaiah Bond and others. So turning over to the offensive side of the ball, we spoke about running. Our running game actually benefits us here because Kansas State's defense has a hard time against their run. They're giving up an average of 6 yards per play. And like you were saying, guys, downhill running, that's kind of the recipe here. How do you feel about that? Bo, go ahead and start us off.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm all for the run game, especially, that's what we do at Alabama. We run the ball, we line up, and we beat you down here. We're gonna beat you up. We're gonna, that's what we do at Alabama, and that's the mindset that everybody have, coming out, downhill running. And hopefully we can do some of that this game, and hopefully we can get more involved in our running game, and go away from the pass a little bit and trying to control the game by running the ball, and picking up big yardage, and try to get some explosive plays up out of it. But yeah, I think that our running game will really help us in this situation, especially during this game. And let get a guy the ball and let him do what he do. And like he said, we use the guy for use Jameer Gibb a lot in the passing game during the Tennessee game, and we turn around and use him a lot in the running game during the Auburn game. So we know what he can do. So let's put the ball in his hands, like Coach Saban said. Whoever got the hot hand, let him get the ball. So that's what I think we should go by, and that's how I think we should approach the game.
Mm-hmm. What you think, Jalston? I want to throw something in there. Jameer Gibbs is our shifty guy. He's our, exciting back to watch. But I like Jace McClellan, a guy that can do it all. And he can be finesse if he has to be, but he can also hit you in the mouth. How important is he in this game?
He's very important. Like you said, you got to have that physical back who want to go north and south instead of east and west. And if we can just go out and be physical, push those guys around and get back to, I feel like what we say the old Bama football, where it was more running than passing, just for this game, it should go well for us. I mean, say if those guys get out, run hard. I mean, I don't take anything from Gibbs. He's a hard runner too. But I just like McCullen back there. He's hard nosed and like he be looking for to give somebody a headache when he's running the ball. So that's my type of style.
Coach Smoot, what's your take on the running game in this situation?
I'm gonna piggyback off both of the guys, especially with Jalston with McClellan's running style. I think it's fit to start a game off like this. You want to establish that physicality from the start. And I think if I had to pick about Gibbs, I feel like he's a little hesitant when having to, hit the inside run game. He's very good at, bouncing outside, but sometimes there could be a crease if he just hit it. Sometimes it seems like he's hesitant about trusting, the stick and go. And so it's like watching McClellan, sometimes if the hole isn't there, sometimes the hole is not there. It's just his commitment to running to create a hole. Like bro said, give somebody a headache. That can change the whole mentality of whoever's trying to on the other side of that ball trying to hit him. So you use that early to establish a little physicality mentally and physically. It can change the whole shape of a game. And then you get into, letting Gibbs come in and spell that. Now you got to try to worry about it. Is he going to try to run me over too, or is he really going to burn me to the outside? Because I know he's the one that's going to, leave me hanging out here. He taking ankles out here. So it's one of those things you got to pick your poison. But me personally, I'm going with McClellan first. Just give him a couple of them dives, man, old school style. See where we can find some soft spots early, and expose them early, and let Gibbs exploit it. Like just exploit it to the 10th power, because we know he has that capability.
Hey, let's not forget about Roydell, like Ashton Jackson mentioned right here. He's another guy that I feel like we need to be more creative and find ways to get him the ball. And he's another guy that's going to hit you in the mouth. And
red zone. Roydell got to be red zone Roydell, man. I'm telling you, that boy, he don't care, man. He don't care. You, the offensive lineman, defensive lineman, you in his way, he running you over.
But when it's 4th and inches or 4th and 1, can we please not line up in shotgun? That's the only thing I ask,
Run it down your throat.
Man.
Yeah. Shotgun, huh?
But of course, one of the things that stuck out the most this season offensively, of course, I have offensive guys here, so I'm going to talk about this more than I normally do because Marvin usually gives us more than what we need to know about defense. Is the offensive chemistry. It seems to be a thing that we struggle with. The continuity the entire year is kind of establishing an identity, a rhythm. what kind of have we found that now? It felt like we started to get one maybe in the Ole Miss game, and then Auburn game came rolling around. There was a little bit more continuity. I felt like we did a lot more, and then a lot of people have brought up these last 2-3 weeks that it should have developed more. Do we see a drastic improvement?
Man, to tell the truth, to me, we look about the same. I mean, the last few games we moved the ball, but I feel like it was more for Bryce. Like if we didn't have Bryce, like we wouldn't have been able to do too much. Like you said, we don't have those guys, those burners. A good route runner. Sometimes you see some of the guys. I think I forget what game, but I want to say the Army game. Guys still run the wrong routes, and like we're not used to that. Not at least not me anyway.
No.
Like at being a former Bama player, because we work this all the time. Like I'm not a quarterback, but I'm pretty sure like if Coach Saban preaching to him, the receiver coach, hey, if he give you cover 2 look, you need to run this route. But if it's a cover 1 look, you need to run this route. But I don't know, we just haven't been looking too crisp in too much anything for real. We ain't like I said, we ain't as physical as we used to be. Like push them up, push somebody on their back, pancakes. That's what they used to tell us.
Yeah.
Get your pancake, rub your nuts across his face. That's what they used to tell.
Yes, sir.
we ain't got that type of nasty type of offensive lineman. I mean, you get 5 stars, but it's that 5-star dog. Somebody just gotta develop that dog mentality, and somebody just gotta lead. I feel like, we just gotta find that one leader. Like you always got somebody who wants to lead. Like we gotta find it, guys. It don't seem like we got that guy this year. Like who just out there leading.
Go ahead, Coach.
I will say this, Jalston. Like I feel like that Bill O'Brien style of play calling did not allow our offense to reach its max potential because one, we started evading the run game way too early. Just like I know, the run game doesn't always pop off with big plays. A lot of times the run game is used strategically just to wear a defense down.
Yeah.
Old school Bama style of football.
Right.
That's what we depended on. We knew that our defense was going to be able to hold strong. We had a solid defense, but we also knew that our offense could actually move the ball in the trenches.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like we didn't establish it. We didn't give our offensive line to establish an inside run game early in the season. I feel like we tried to use the perimeter way too early in games with the wide receiver screens instead of, really pulling jet sweeps, letting linemen, guards and tackles pull for jet sweeps or, running hard counters. We
Right.
never got into a consistent rhythm of trying to establish the inside run game. And it showed. And that's what I feel like it made Bryce do way more than what he needed to do, because it would be times where Bryce could have easily just took off and put a little bit of pressure off of the pass game, by using his legs. But I feel like he was forced to, all right, let's ride these routes out. Let's ride this concept out because it'll work, or, buy this 2 seconds here and I don't feel like it was necessarily an execution thing. Is literally a concept thing with the offensive coordinator and just his style of play calling. Because you saw it in the Auburn game, run game was perfect. Like first drive, we saw it. We saw those guys get started early because they had a chance. I think 4 out of the 9 plays that was called, the first 4 were run plays. So it is, to me, it goes back to, like you said, we got to get the right coaches in there, especially in that position with the type of talent we have on the offensive side. You got to have the right coordinator creating mismatches and relying on his run game first. Every great coordinator right now knows that they have to have a good run game in order to be successful.
Right. And my thing is too, man, like you got so many new coaches in now. Like those coaches don't know the Bama way, I feel that's the way I feel like. And I just feel like you got to get some of those old school, hard-nosed guys like Coach Brown, like Jeremy Pruitt, like those guys who going, cuss you out and dog, like get in your face and be ready to fight you. Like, you're going to have to bring those coaches back. And just because everybody's everywhere, like, You got Lane at Ole Miss. You got Kirby at Georgia. Oh, I know what this guy was capable of when he was at Alabama. You got those guys snatching guys away from Coach Saban, and I think that's the thing he hates the most. Like he did a great job by, you know what I'm saying, being a great coach and helping those guys get to where they are, but they snatching all these guys up. So it's kind of hard to preach and teach that Alabama way all the time.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I know it's you're probably going to say it too little, too late, but how innovative does Bill O'Brien need to be in this game? Do you foresee it? You know, I saw earlier actually Jalen Milroe was taking snaps at wide receiver. Can we possibly seeing a wrinkle added? And do we really need to go that route in this game?
I wouldn't. Man, it's just. Oh, you got it, man. I don't even want to talk about that, man, bro. Like, I'm so sick of that dude, man. Like, oh Lord.
I mean, you know, I never speak on the coaches. You know, I always put it on the players.
Yeah.
So, hey, if that would need to be done, I guess that would need to be done. If he taking snaps out there, if it's necessary, then hey, I'm all for it. But you know, I'm a type of guy. I don't get into the coaches and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna say what you can't say, bro. I'm gonna say what you can't say. I'm just tired of saying it, man. Bill O, like you wait till a bowl game to start trying this out. Like we were literally hurting that wide receiver with speed, and one of your fastest players is that quarterback that you weren't using, until you had to. Like now you want to bring it out in a bowl game when honestly, in my opinion, he should be like prepping for second half, getting ready to audition for the starting job. Getting his 2 drives to see how he carry on to the next, to the spring game. Like, don't do that to that man right now, man. Because then you might start. Hopefully, Bill O'Brien going after this game, y'all, like for real. Because it's like crazy decisions like that could mess with a good like Jalen Milroe. I feel like he's going to be the next quarterback for Bama. Stupid stuff like this, he'll commit to it for the game, do it for his brothers and his team, and then hit the transfer portal. And now we looking at our quarterback room like, oh snap, Ty Simpson, who's next? Freshman quarterback Dylan. Like it just I feel like it's one thing that could create another wave that I don't see the purpose of happening.
Well, Coach, we actually have a comment from you, a question for you from the audience from Big Bill from New York. Okay, Coach Moog, but how impressed were you with the offensive line? I'm not defending Bill O'Brien and hope to see him go, but this was their worst offensive line we've fielded in years, in my opinion. Before you answer that, I have to disagree. The offensive line play was actually better this season than last. We have actually 30 less sacks. But we do thank you, Big Bill, for the $5 donation, and then Jamie Wilhelm for the $4.99 donation. Go ahead, Coach.
I mean, it's quick and easy, like you said it, man. The stats, I don't ever go by stats. You know me. I say the numbers tell you where to look, but you can go look at the film and see that our offensive line, when given the opportunity, especially in the run game, they were able to be physical. Early on, we probably had a couple ups and downs, here and there, trying to get a strong 5 out there. But I believe once Seth McLaughlin got cemented as the starter at center, that changed the whole energy and hustle of the offensive line, and it showed. Arkansas game, the Texas A&M game, when the run game came in strong, the Auburn game, the way we closed out the end of the year, with Auburn, that offensive line looked like a physical, like they wanted to run the ball. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you too, Bill. Man, I think the offensive line did pretty decent given what our offense was given as far as scheme and play calling, what we was given to work with.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Douglas Harrell, $1.99 super chat. We greatly appreciate you. Okay, guys, I've heard a whole bunch of different things leading up to this game. One, we're either going to blow Kansas State out. A lot of people are looking at them as a Utah State, not Kansas State. And then the other side of the fence is some people don't see Alabama being motivated to play in this game because we got snubbed from the playoffs. I personally think that both of those takes are BS, but I'll let you speak your mind. Bo, I don't think that you see any kind of problems with motivation whatsoever from these guys, but I'll let you start off unless you want to pass.
I just knew you was gonna call on me first, but
Well, you are the veteran in this group, and you showed up tonight. That says something.
Nah, man. Like I say, like for me, like yeah, we're not in the national. We're not playing in the playoff or playing for the national championship. Of course, we feel some type of way. Yeah, I feel some type of way, and if I was in that situation, I would feel some type of way as well. But I can't let my emotion define me this upcoming bowl game because, like I expressed to you over the past couple of shows, that it's still a bowl game, and it's still something valuable for the team and for the school and for yourself as well. And and that's what I think that they should be motivated off of, that they're playing in a bowl game and it's still important. But yeah, it is kind of hard to find motivation when you're not, playing where you're supposed to be. And we've been playing for the national championship, almost for 15 years now, and yeah, I can see the downside of it, but I'm a positive guy, so I'm always gonna fall back and say, hey, listen, that's that, this is this. Now let's go win this bowl game and everything, fall in place, and you know now we're gonna come back next year and try to be 15-0. That's always a motto for me. Let's try to be 15-0, but we're gonna start each week out 1-0. So, but this you just gotta have the mindset to go out there and be willing to win the game and be willing to put in your all. But hey, the eye in the sky don't lie. Whatever you put out there is out there. So it won't be a smart thing for you to do is go out there and play lazy. But like I said, they don't care what type of game it is. Once they watching the film, they care about your performance. So
Yep.
you got to think about yourself as well in this situation as well. So that would be my message to the guys, is that the eye in the sky, and it's still a bowl game.
Go ahead. Go on now. I'm coming. I promise. I'm coming.
That's Coach Saban talking to Bill O'Brien in the booth. I hear you.
I hear you.
Can she call plays?
No, gonna be a cheerleader or some gymnastics.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Check out Bo, man. I know everybody probably looking at how I look at it. In previous years, when we not playing for the national championship, we usually don't perform well. But I think Judy and them kind of changed that when they played Michigan and blew them out. And I feel like they'll play well and go and give their all because their brothers chose to play with them when they could have easily that out. And that's just motivation in its own, because like those guys want to win. I ain't come back to seeing y'all off with a bad farewell. I want the farewell to be great. I want to go out here and play ball with y'all one last time, and we're gonna go out there and have a ball and have fun. And that's the way I'm looking at it. I feel like I said, I feel like they're gonna be happy to get up and be ready to play because, like I said, my brothers could have easily went to the NFL, left us here hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they came to play with us. They wanted to ride this thing out with us. So I think everybody come out, perform, and be one team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people are kind of missing that point, the brotherhood aspect. These guys didn't take off. They could have opted out. A few of them, were top 5 picks projected, and some others first round for sure. But they want to finish what they started. But then too, I mean, Bo, Justin, this is an audition for the NFL. The scouts are going to be there in full force. They're going to look at how they close out their game. So that's another motivation. Of course, the brotherhood is the ultimate motivation, but playing at the next level is up there too. This is their last opportunity, other than I guess the Senior Bowl, to put together something a little bit more up their draft stock a little bit.
Right. Yeah, like the eye in the sky don't lie. Like
facts.
They're gonna take it. They're gonna take it and look at it and see who went and who took it serious and who did. Like that's part of the NFL. They're gonna take every game, and if you go out there and bull crap in this game and hate to say it, pee down your leg, he's gonna be on.
All right, 30.
You can pee in your hand, or you can go and put on a hell of a performance.
Man.
Yeah.
I honestly believe they'll get up for it. It's gonna be hard to get up for a noon game in itself, but then a bowl game, it kind of is. This not your average Saturday game. You get what I'm saying? Like you got guys like Bryce and Will and Jordan and Helms, all these guys actually playing, man. So that's why I said if Tua can show up one game, and if he showed up this year, I I I can't forgive him. Anyway, but yeah, bro, that man, he got to make all the tackles this game. Every tackle there is to be made on that field, he got to make them this game because all the tackles he missed this year, man, Jesus Christ. But anyway, these boys come out with some energy, like the slightest bit of energy, because these Kansas State, they used to playing this early. They used to getting up and big noon. That's when they ready to play. So the time difference and I feel like the evening factor though is just the fact that we're at a neutral field, we're at a neutral site, and then we the talent gap, we definitely have it in the talent gap. So small things, get out there with some energy, be disciplined, and I feel like we could pull off. I feel like we could pull off from these boys. It might not be early, it might not be dominant early, but I think middle of the second quarter we can wake up and really pull off from these boys. And like Jalston said earlier, you giving Nick Saban what 2-3 weeks now to prep for these boys. 2 weeks, so it's a different ball game.
Yeah, no doubt. And Kansas State, make no mistake, guys. I know they don't get enough pop and cred because they play in the Big 12, and a lot of people kind of look down on the Big 12, but they're some hardworking guys, and they're a team that if you let hang around for too long, man, they're going to fight, and could cause some issues. So, yeah, these guys are going to take it seriously. I think Brooke Matavo sums it up pretty well. This is a great opportunity for all the players to go hard and close out the season with the energy historically known for Bama football.
Well,
real quick, it's been mentioned in the chat, before we get to our closing thoughts on the game. How long do you see Bryce and Will play? It's going to be a tight game, I feel. Do you see them still playing the entire game, or do you see them coming out early?
I mean, if I feel like if they go out and do what they need to do, we perform well, and like I said, hate to say it, no disrespect to Kansas State, we run the score up. They won't be in. They'll sit down the fourth quarter, but if it's a close one, I see them playing the whole entire game.
Gotcha.
Honestly.
Yeah, I agree with Jocelyn what he said with Nudie. Yeah, I don't see them playing the whole game, and like he said, man, no disrespect to them boys, but I got a strong feeling that we're gonna run up the score real quick, like Coach Smooth said. Bryce gonna be taken out after halftime. You know what I'm saying? That's the that's the goal, right?
Right.
To see what we got for next year and see what we got set in stone, and what we're gonna be up against next year, and just get a fan a taste of what type of talent that we have in the backfield. Quarterback, running back, receiver, defensive end, safeties. Everywhere. I feel like a lot of young guys gonna play this game, and it's gonna challenge them as well. So, yeah, that's my intake on it.
Yeah, I got you. We got a question for you, Coach Smoke. Hey, Coach, what's the scoop on the kid from Finland? He looks like a beast. That's otherwise Alanin. We've actually had him on our show. That dude is a man eater. He looks like he's full grown coming in.
Don't ask me for no scoop on him. I'm not trying to go talk to that man. You see how big that boy is? Nah, for real, I really haven't followed him. I really haven't. I'm not a recruiting expert, man, and then like that. I just when I hear that guys is on Bama radar, or before I moved from Alabama, I was coaching high school ball. I would hear names and hear guys talking about who was looking at them and stuff. That's where I followed it. But like right now, I just go basically sold off of the media outlets you guys have access to. Touchdown Alabama being one of the main ones because Justin be on top of it. So
yeah, I will say based on our conversation with him early this year, this guy he has it figured out already. He's got the Bama Standard on his brain, and he wants to carry it out through his play. And hearing him talk, he already has Saban infused in his veins.
Wow.
And does it not sound like it, Bud, when you were talking with him when he was on here early this year?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It
And
sound like he went through one of our media courses.
You stupid.
It really did. But I will
Yeah,
say
for real.
that they wanted
For
an
real.
insurance policy for Justice Haynes and Richard Young, and they went out and got this giant from Finland along with Miles McVay and Raquez McElderry. I'm telling you,
This is
this offensive line we have coming in is going to be something.
We also got to think about this. We lost a lot of wide receivers to the transfer portal this in between this break. Guys that they were on the depth chart, you could see them out there getting reps, but they weren't getting the targets or getting the looks. So I'm excited to see a lot of these young wide receivers actually get out there and have to produce. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's see what some of this speed that was being pushed to the second and third string level, see what it can do opening the game up. And then also see how it transpires to, when the second string, whether it's Milroe or Simpson, when those guys get in. But like I'm with them guys, man. Bo and Jalston, look, Mr. Fowler. Look, I'm with y'all, man. I feel like we could come out and pull away quick from this squad, man. Like it just takes small things, the discipline and the energy, and just that establishing that physicality early on the offensive side and on the inside run game is I think that's going to be key, and we can do some damage early.
No doubt. With this kind of transition to closing up shop, so we got to make some predictions on the game. From Davis, I think he wants you to start out, Bo.
Oh my
You're
God.
kind of the authority, the leader now because you're hosting your own show. So they're looking to you now.
I be tuning in too.
They're looking to you now as a leading authority, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are in the spotlight, brother, but you're used to it. But
Yeah,
guys,
I'm gonna
ahead.
say 42. I'm gonna go 42-10.
You got a player of the game?
No, I do not.
Jalston,
I
where do you
don't
see
have
this?
a player of the game.
What
I
do
mean,
you
because
see?
listen, because if we run the score and they take Bryce out, like, and then Bryce get taken out, that mean like all the other starters are gonna get taken out. So then that means the other guys gonna get in. So who could you choose from?
Maybe a young guy that impresses, just gives us a lead towards next year. But
I think that Prentice is gonna have a lot of targets.
I like that. Absolutely. I think they're going to have a problem with him in space, actually. Their defense has problems
Yes.
in space.
Him and Bonds.
Coach Smook, what are your thoughts? What's your score? How do you see this thing going? Do you have a player of the game?
Being that this is the starters, this ain't like Bama, Michigan when Tua had to be out because of injury. This is like starters. I'm saying like a maybe 52, 55, 55, 14. Because I feel like Bryson and that run game are going to get started early, and it's a lot of big runs going to happen, especially with Jace and Jameer. Gibbs hitting the holes hard. I don't see Kansas State defensively. I don't think they have the speed to contain the edges deep into the game. So I feel like it breaks open early in the second quarter.
Okay. Jalston, that leaves you.
It just stole my score right there, Jeff. I was just gonna say
42-17.
that's my prediction. Bryce the MVP of the game and Will the defensive MVP.
Okay. I like it. Leave it on a high note. All right. It's time to kind of wind down. Bo, if you would, tell the folks what you got going on. You got like 1,000 things going on, including your show tomorrow
Yeah,
night
I
on
mean,
the Bama Standard YouTube channel.
I be having to ask you what I got going on, so it'd be.
I'm his press agent, guys.
But yeah, man. I got my clothing line, BoScarbrough.com, and we got the hoodies and the leggings and the shirts on there as well. And I'm also on Cameo. You can find me on Cameo, Bo Scarbrough. And I got my own show on tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. With Trent Richardson, Blake Sim, and Kristen Jones. Y'all can check us out on there. And what else I got, Justin?
I think you got it. Yeah, definitely show Bo some support tomorrow night. His show is
Yeah.
killing it.
Yeah, we talk about developmental. Coach Smoot, I'm pretty sure that you should have something to say to the kids since you're the coach, and you might as well just come on and what I'm
Hey,
saying, and
I
show your
be in there,
support.
man. I be in there. I just be at work. I can't reply to my comments like I want to, but I be at work, have my headphone, and I be listening.
Okay.
Make sure ain't nobody watching. All right.
Well, Coach, man, thank you for coming in tonight. Jumping up from the bullpen when the other guys couldn't make it. Tell the folks how they can catch you, all the channels you're involved with, and then the show that you're involved with regarding me on Sunday night.
Yeah, man. So first of all, man, appreciate the opportunity, man. You already know I told you I'm always ready to rock anything, Bama football, Bama anything. I'm ready to rock with it. So, but definitely appreciate you for inviting me on, man. Guys, Bo, Jalston, appreciate y'all for having me, man. It's been an honor sharing the doggone stage with two of man. I'm talking about I was in my college dorm watching y'all cats, bro. It's funny. But yeah, man. Nothing much going on my end, man. The reaction videos getting uploaded first of the year. I'm gonna be reacting to football content, basketball, fight stuff, like just reaction stuff. So you can check me out on YouTube at Coach Smoot. You can also check me out on TikTok. A lot of people follow me because of my gaming. But anytime you see me, I'm talking about Bama. I'm talking about Bama football, talking about Bama basketball, softball, everything, man. We popping it off. And then the main thing we got going right now is the Sunday post-game show with my bro right here, Justin Riley, on the Bama Standard. Me and my boy, we be talking about post-game news and stuff, but we're going to be bringing some more content, so y'all stay tuned. And just Coach Smook on every platform. That's how you can find me. Appreciate y'all.
Awesome. Jalston, we appreciate you for jumping on, man. Took us a while to finally get you on, but we love having you on, brother. What you got going on? How can fans find you on social media? Are you still on there, or do you have time? And what's up next for you?
I'm just working right now. Yeah, I do Facebook. Get on there. Snapchat. I be having shows on Snapchat.
Really?
Yeah, just have fun. Whatever I do, man. Just be having. Get on there and do the wildest things.
Do any of those videos involve you imitate Michael Jackson?
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. It don't matter. Bobby Brown.
Oh, really?
A clown, man.
But we just finished coaching Little League. My baby boy, they actually made it to the national championship.
That's what's up.
We came up short of the game, and the team that ended up beating us won it all up there in Bessemer. We're gonna have to catch them boys. They're gonna have to catch the fade. Yeah, we can't beat them. They're the only team that's holding us back right now. So we're gonna have to click clack. I'm right now coaching Little League and working, man. That's about it. I'm about to turn my son into a monster now, though.
I believe it. Isn't he already rated a 4-star?
We're gonna see. We're gonna see what he worth. Can't live off that, and then you gotta make your own.
You gotta wear the cowboy collar. Gotta wear the cowboy collar, man.
He like to get first. They call themselves 4K Trey.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Crazy young boy.
Oh Lord.
All right. Well, folks, that'll do it for us. Again, tune in to Bo Scarborough's show, The Developmental Focus Points, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Central on the Bama Standard YouTube channel. If you've not yet subscribed, go over there, subscribe, be a part of what we got going on over there. We are over the 3,000 subscriber mark over there. And if you hadn't already, hit the like and subscribe button here on TDA. If you had a great time with us tonight, let us know in the comments section if you're watching the replay. That'll do for us, and you're going to hear from us very soon about this Sugar Bowl. But until then, roll tide, folks.
Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.